Hey everyone, happy Thursday. And I am tongue tied this morning. But I am Angela of Earrings by Angela, and welcome to my channel. We have a good time here. Yes, pull up a seat. Let's talk. So, for those of y'all who are joining me for the first time, this is our gratitude series. Welcome. And I am sharing my gratitude journal with you all and the inspiration behind the entries. And I hope that you share your gratitude journal with us, or even if you don't have one, maybe you're inspired to start one. That would be awesome. But share in the comments what you're grateful for today, because each and every single day we have something to be grateful for. You know what? I'm grateful. This not even in the book, but I'm grateful that I get to connect with you every Thursday, every day that I publish. I connect with somebody. So join us every Thursday and every day after that, because we have our affirmation sessions on Monday. We're creating new jewelry pieces on Saturdays, and for sure you're going to learn about new crystals on Wednesdays. So those are a few of our things that we have going on this channel, and I'm still coming up with other things because there's so much to tell you about, so much to teach you. But today, I want to give a shout out to my parents. Hey, y'all. That's who's my gratitude journal is about today. My parents. I am grateful for how my parents raised me. Oh, you guys. I was just talking to my mom this morning about all the things that we did when we were kids, like they introduced us to, and I was like, wow. So in another video, I told you about my mom and how she taught, us the importance of reading and writing. Well, I want to focus on my dad right now, you guys, because you learn more about your parents as you grow older, because you're building that real friendship. Is no longer, hey, I got to tell you what to do, which is, okay, because we need guidance. But so my dad, I remember I gotta tell you, because listen, when my dad told me to do something, I did it. I'm telling you, so I remember, y'all, I was in kindergarten, and back then it was this place called Teaching Center. And I remember one day, you know how you take naps in kindergarten? That's still a thing. I know, because I used to be in the classroom. But I remember my dad picking me up, and I remember it like I was like 4, but I remember it like it happened yesterday. Don't ask me what I was wearing though, because I can't tell you that part, because I don't remember that part. But I remember being in the car with him, and he said, "Hey, Puddin'." That's see, now y'all know what he called me. We family, because I done told you. Hey, Puddin'. How was your day today? And I said, "It was great, Dad. I took a nap, I dug for worms, and I kissed my new boyfriend, Steve." He said, "Wait a minute, hold on. You did what?" I said, "I was going by the bathroom and we were waiting in line, and Steven said I was his girlfriend and he kissed me." I'm sorry, y'all. And my dad said, "Oh no, Angela, no, no, honey, that's just your friend. There's no more kissing. You only kiss me or your mom on the cheek." He said, "You're not allowed to have a boyfriend until you get out of high school." I said, "What's high school?" He said, "When you get way bigger." Do y'all know that I remembered that? So fast forward to 8th grade now. I'm like, eighth grade, you're in middle school, you're like, I'm about to go to high school. I still didn't have a boyfriend and wouldn't do that. And people asked me, guys asked me, can I? My daddy said I can't have her. I was really, really, yeah, don't do it. And so I remember in 8th grade, I was waiting, before we were going to walk to school. And I said, "Dad, I got to ask you something before I leave." And he was like, "Okay." And I was like, can I can I talk to boys on the phone? Absolutely not. Nope, you're too young. I was, let me see, 8th grade, I was 13. So he was like, nope, too young. Dang. So I didn't. Now, my sister, on the other hand, she snuck, but I didn't. So I was like, I got to be the responsible one. I'm going to listen to what daddy say. So by the time I got to 15, I'm a sophomore in high school now. And I'm like, I want to have a boyfriend. So I started asking my dad those questions about dating. Now, usually you go to your mom, but I went to dad because he had these rules. I mean, he lined this up for me since I was in kindergarten. So I got to ask him, how does this process go? He said, well, you're not old enough to date, but you are. Let's have a talk about the expectations. So I call this the $20. My dad told me, he said, when you are ready to date, right? He said, always have at least $20 on you. $20? Why? Now remember, back then you could kick it like that with $20. You feel me? It ain't like today. So as a kid, you kick it with $20. That's a lot back then, kind of, sort of. So anyway, and I was like, well, Dad, what's so important about $20? He said, let me tell you something. When you go on these dates with these young men, you have $20. He said, because if they tell you to put out or get out, you get out and you call a taxi. He said, and always carry change with you. He said, you don't have to put up with that. He said, because guys are like that. They don't get what they want, you got to go. But always be independent. He said, don't depend on no dude for nothing. The only one you want to create that with is your husband. Oh, so now you done opened my eyes. So I'm thinking, well, I always got to have $20 in my purse. I wasn't dating, but I was ready. I even had to ask him when I could wear lipstick, because he didn't want me being too grown. Stay in your place, be a lady. So now let's go to Mom. Mom had a hard time with me, y'all. I was a tomboy. But remember I told you about my dad. Wait, hold on, I gotta back up. I gotta tell you this story real quick. So remember I told you my dad is telling me about the fellas, how to work with them, the expectations that you set and all that kind of stuff. So I remember I told you I was a tomboy. So my best friend back then was Mike. It was Mike, Brian, and Angie. Mike, Brian, Angie, and David. I don't remember their last name because we was little. But we were all kicking it, having a good time. Mike had the clubhouse, so we always had a club, and I had the swing set, whatever. So I remember I came, because I had to come in, do your chores first, and you go outside and play. So I'm running outside. Dad's out there, waxing his car, whatever. Mike lived across the alley. He said, Angela, come back here. Let me take a look at you. Yo, when I say my knees and my legs was as ashy as Mr. Brown's knees and elbows from them Tyler Perry shows, I wasn't concerned about that. So he said, you get back in that house and you lotion your legs. I was like, man, I don't got time for this. I don't feel like lotion. Okay. Dad said lotion my legs. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Go in the house, stomping. Mad, because I'm like, everybody going to get, the best part of the clubhouse, and Miss Sharon going to bring out snacks. I'm going to miss it. So I come back outside. He said, come back here. I got to do the check. So my thinking was, I only lotion the front of my legs, y'all. I only lotion the front of my legs. And he was like, why do the back of your legs like that? You didn't listen to what I said. I said, lotion your legs. I said, Dad, I listened. I lotion the front because I think that if I'm talking to you, my legs should be shiny in the front. If you looking at me from the back, I'm running from you anyway, so you shouldn't be focused on my legs. That's my reasoning. I told y'all. But so I had to get back in the house and finish the job. Like, don't be, so I learned, don't be, when you are told to do something, don't be half-assing it. Okay, that was the lesson in that, right? So let's go to my mom. My mom said we were not allowed to whistle. We were not allowed to spit. I remember those two for sure. So every time we had to walk to school, she wasn't there. So she wasn't there, right? I gotta be a lady and not allowed to whistle out. I would whistle all the way to school. And I'm spitting in every square. Rebellion. So, but I am glad that my parents raised me with those lessons because I still remember them today. And I still take my dad's dating advice. Like, okay, I gotta have this, in case something happened. I got to, be able to get out of this situation. And I learned about stop half-ass doing stuff. I could say ass because that's a donkey, even though that's not what I mean it. But we learned so many lessons. I learned how to be independent, how to think outside the box. You see my reasoning for that leg lotion and thing, but I learned so much. I learned how rebellious I was too. Just a little bit, just in the tiny things. But yeah. So that is why I am grateful for how my parents raised me because I still take those lessons and I apply many of them and I even shared them with my son, as he was growing up. And I learned to explain things because like I told my son the other day, I said, there's a difference when you're a parent, you know, um, from when you were growing up into how kids are growing up now. I noticed that a lot of parents are talking at their kids and not to their kids. That's the difference. So I broke down some stuff about that. So I'm teaching him life lessons because I'm a grandma. So I teach him, hey, you want to teach them how teach them what and teach them how. Don't just tell them what to do. They in their minds, they're like, I don't know what they're talking about, so I'm gonna try to figure it out. It might be the wrong way. So that is what was in my gratitude journal. Thank you for being here for my stories. You guys, if you have a story or a memory that your parents gave you that you still carry out to this day, that really just helped with the foundation of how you are as an adult, share it in the comments. I would love to connect and hear with you. Also, what are you grateful for today? If you are grateful for anything today, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family. Invite them to join us on our Thankful Thursdays every Thursday. Even if I'm on vacation, every Thursday, y'all. And I can't wait to see you again next week. You guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy and be blessed. Love y'all.